this is Matt once again. What about the end of the videos? Another paid request, this time from Julio. Thank you so much for that. And for those interested in requesting any type of videos, topics, reactions, commentaries, reviews, re-reviews, what have you, feel free to send it either directly to my PayPal or join my Patreon. Both links are down below in the info box. PayPal is usually the best bet. It could be for pretty much any type of video. And this is for Dream Machine from 1991, which I know I talked about this film before, but sadly the video was gone. I think because I put some footage on there and it was fine, but then YouTube's like out of the blue or whatever the hell. Nope, never mind. Blocked. Thanks, YouTube. But okay, that's fine. Did to talk about the film again. Revisit it, see if my opinions changed. And sadly, they didn't. Because it stars Corey Haim. Now, I've said this before, I said it again. I'm a fan of Corey Haim. I miss the guy a lot. I grew up with the guy's movies, whether it be Watchers, whether it be The Lost Boys, Stephen King's Silver Bullet. I really enjoy films like this, which sadly seems like we'll never get an official Blu-ray in the US. But I miss the guy. And it's sad what happened to him, because this is a time when he was doing successful movies like License to Drive and such, but this is going to be sadly the start of the downfall where his films are just not making that much money. They're not really getting much play in the theaters, or they're going straight to video. So there's going to be the era where you get Fast Getaway 1 and 2, which I don't mind those films for what they are. Demolition High, which I thought was a fun kind of teen version of Die Hard in a school. Prayer of the Roller Boys. And he did ones I dislike vehemently, like Blown Away. What was that? There was one he did, I forgot what it was called. It was him in the woods. Fever Lake. I think that's the worst one I saw with Corey in it. Haim in it. And I miss the guy. I miss Corey Haim. This one, sadly, is a forgettable film. That's pretty much a 20-25 minute movie stuck in an 80-some minute film. Where Corey, I always thought the guy had charm. I think he was a pretty damn decent actor. I always thought he was a better actor than Feldman. And I despise Feldman. The more I hear about that guy, I despise him. And okay, I despise Feldman. I do. I despise him as a person. He's a good actor when he was a kid. Stand By Me, The Goonies, Lost Boys. Did not mind him in The Burbs. He was a terrible Donatello in Ninja Turtles. I always thought Adam Carl from Secret of the Ooze, the second film, was a much better Donatello. I think Corey Feldman always sucked as Donatello. But real quickly, I'll tell this story. Something a bit different. Feldman, there's a story you can find on YouTube by Scott Schwartz. The kid who played... He was the guy who played the kid in The Toy with Richard Pryor, Scotty. He was also in A Christmas Story. He tells a story about how he was really good friends with Corey Haim. And you find pictures where they're together, hanging out with each other. When Corey Haim died, he went to Haim's mom. Talked with her, came back the next day. Feldman had come to the Haim residence offering $250,000 to film the funeral of Haim in order to edit in to the season of the two Coreys, so we could get some DVD deals, like we could get some ratings and all that stuff. So of course the mom said, "Get the hell out, leave us alone." And that's where Feldman did all his stupid stuff, and the My Truth, and all the BS he went into, and all the lies he told, the pathological liar that he is. The more I found out about that guy, with like, Feldman was good friends with Dominic Brazier, the guy who really did do stuff to Haim. He really did do stuff to Haim. Haim himself admitted that Dominic Brazier did it. And Feldman introduced Dominic to Haim, and he was still friends with Dominic, even though he said he wasn't. He was. In fact, he directed. Feldman directed that film, Busted, and the story. He hired Dominic to be in the film, even though he knew what Dominic did to Haim. So Haim found out, and the story from crew members is that he pushed Feldman to the wall and going, "What the hell is this?" That's why if you watch the two Coreys, yeah, it's reality show, reality. But you see the scene where Haim tells Feldman, "What about what happened to me when I was 14 and a half years old, and a guy that you knew, did that to me, and you didn't do anything about it." And you could tell, by the way, Haim, and by the way, Feldman's not that good of an actor. As an adult. You tell that bit was real. And Feldman didn't like that. I think he was jealous of Haim. Just who got the lead roles in Lost Boys and License to Drive and Dream a Little Dream. He didn't, but he was the better looking guy. To me, the more talented guy. I mean, why is there a guy who's your friend in the Feldman, I know this is another tangent, but bear with me, folks. I have to get this on my chest. Feldman writes his choreography book about his life. In the first chapter or two, he's talking about how Corey Haim has rotted teeth, and his teeth are broken and rotted. You tell the story making fun of Haim through your introduction chapter. You did a documentary, My Truth, where half of it you made fun of Corey Haim and his mom. Corey Feldman is a pathological liar. He's FOSS, full of shit syndrome. You know what I heard? You want to know what I heard of why he named why he named Charlie Sheen? Story I heard was that Feldman was with this adult actress named Ginger. But then one led to another, and Ginger went with Charlie Sheen. And Feldman went, okay. And then later on, someone went to the National Enquirer saying someone did this to Corey Haim. It was Charlie Sheen. You know who the guy who went there? Dominic Brazier. The guy who did do something that Haim said did something. So Dominic is the one that gave that to the National Enquirer. And then Feldman took that and said, "I need a big name for my documentary. Because I said there'd be all these big names that don't change the course. I need $10 million. Why are you holding a documentary for ransom? Just name the names." Well, you did. You said you were going to name new names. New powerhouse names that are going to shake your foundations and you need $10 million to hide. He released his damn doc literally like 3 days ago. He's on the Drew Barrymore show. He's on the Drew Barrymore show. Yeah, he really went into hiding, didn't he? He got stabbed in a car. In a car that it's a type of car that's locked. No matter what, there'd be no way to get into it. You're at a stoplight. And then he got stabbed, but then you looked at it, he had no puncture wounds. There's pictures of him laughing, and he's got a little e-cigarette thing. Crying. He cries worse than Kevin Smith. So I know I went 10 minutes in, complaining about Feldman. I'm sure I'll repeat that again. I hate Corey Feldman as a person. I hate him now. But sorry, getting back to this. Apologize, Julio. I can't help that. So, the film itself is a time waster, but there's not a whole lot to talk about. I felt that way the first time I saw it. I felt the way this time I'm seeing it. Because someone saw License to Drive and said, we need Corey Haim and we need a car the Dream Machine. License to Drive was a hit. Do that again, and maybe that will be a hit. And it wasn't. Because the story is you have this millionaire, you have his wife. His wife thinks that the millionaire is cheating on her, so she hires someone. That someone is an embezzler. An embezzler's trying to talk to the millionaire, and they have a scuffle, and the millionaire dies. So the embezzler puts the body in the trunk. But this guy's really stupid. He doesn't go in and erase the messages that would prove his guilt. He doesn't really do much of anything else. Even later on, when the car is missing, he just go and sneak in, delete the stuff, and leave. Just what happens is, puts the car in the trunk, the wife gets there, takes the car, doesn't know that her cheating husband who's dead is in the trunk, takes the car, goes back home. Meanwhile, Corey Haim, his parents are going on vacation. And on vacation, the parents have like this running gag where the dad keeps telling the mom what to do this, do that. And then ultimately, the mom gets pissed and smacks the guy, and then the guy starts doing what she wants him to do. Also a running gag where the dad's like, fix the remote. Is the remote fixed? It does ultimately get fixed. But the dad works for a piano tuning company. Now, Corey Haim, I do think he's got charm. He's playing a decent, down-to-earth guy. He's not snooty to his parents. He's not mean. He's not a douchebag. He's a decent guy. He listens to his parents. He does what he wants to do. Well, he does what he's told, what he needs to do, I meant to say. He's in college. Him and his buddy go through a hazing ritual where they're supposed to stick marshmallows between their cheeks. And that's the dad where they do that. Then when he comes home, one of his parents goes, "Why you smell like marshmallows?" So that bit's happen. But when the parents leave for vacation, the dad goes, "Hey, I got this one job. Could you help me out?" "Okay, Dad, sure." He doesn't act snotty or snooty or douchey or bratty. And the person he goes to help is the millionaire's wife. So he's being nice, he's being courteous, helps her out. And then she's kind of thinking about it, looks at the car, sees that he likes the car, and goes, "Why don't you take it?" "Oh, I can't take it." "Yeah, you know what? She's doing it because her husband cheated on her. Screw it. Let him get another car." So Corey Haim takes it, and this is like a beautiful looking car. Like, this is a car that'd be worth like $100,000 or something. Like a very pretty spendy car. And then a lot of it is montages of him driving the car. There's one girl that he likes that he takes around the car. The music isn't even that great during these montages. And the montages of him driving, I mean, I love montages. I mean, Rocky IV is a favorite of mine. But even this got a bit old and it felt padded. It felt very padded. There's a point where Haim goes on a date. The bad guy's trying to find the car. There's a point where he tries to get in. And Don Shanks from Halloween 5. He played Michael Myers in Halloween 5. Don Shanks comes out. And he's like shirtless. And he's got a dog and a shotgun. And scares the guy off. But then we never see him again. Which I think is weird because later on, spoiler alert, we find out that the lady died. Now, was this guy, I can't remember if he was the guard. Where was he at? He had a shotgun, he had a dog, he had his shirt off, ready to bullflex. Where was he at? Guess he sucked at his job because the girl dead. We never see him again. Was he a suspect from the cops? Maybe have him team up with Corey Haim? "I saw you around here earlier. You're the last one that saw her alive other than me." Maybe that'd be... No, none of that comes... Like, the guy disappears. So then the bad guy's trying to find all these ways to get the car. And I'm sitting there going, dude, just watch the car. And when the kid leaves or something, just delete the messages. that's in the, like, just somewhere in the car, there's like a cassette or something where it was recorded, the crime. Just take that, delete it, and leave. Fine, let the cops find the car. The cops will find the car, they'll find the dead body in the car, they'll ask Haim questions, and Haim doesn't know you, and are the cops going to believe Haim? Wait, this lady gave you this car? That's like $150,000 car, she just gave it to you? Hell, Haim would probably be the one going in trial or go to jail. No? I mean, this is what I'm talking about where it's padded. He doesn't find the body, Haim, until like the last 15 minutes of the movie. You know what did that better? Men at Work. Men at Work with Emilio Estevez and Charlie Sheen, which is another film that's a comedy where there's a dead body and they find the dead body at this point in the trash can. And I love Keith David. Someone threw away a perfectly good white boy. Never mess with another man's fries. That's a film where much more happens, is a lot more tighter paced, and to be a better movie about, you know, a dead body thrown away and it gets found, and or hell, Weekend at Bernie's. Weekend at Bernie's, for that kind of plot, is the pinnacle of those type of movies. Like, Weekend at Bernie's is much funnier. A lot more stuff seems to happen in that than in this. Like I said, this felt like a plot that was 25 minutes and it padded out to 80 some minutes long. There's a whole lot of nothing. And granted, nothing that gets me mad or angry, but not a whole lot to talk about either. The direction is pedestrian. The soundtrack is very meh. The other supporting characters, kind of in one ear out the other. There's maybe 2 little car chase sequences. There's a little fight at the end because he finds it. His buddy thinks it's part of the college hazing. Oh, they took his body. They put it in there. It's part of the rich hazing thing. The baddie comes in, spoiler, with a knife, then a gun. There's a bit of a fight. Corey gets the gun, wounds the bad guy. Cops come. Then the parents come. There's a little bit on the news. Then somehow Corey Haim keeps the car. I don't know how he keeps the car. You would think that'd be part of evidence. Surprised they gave him the car back. And he's with his girlfriend, which, other than that one day, there's not a whole lot of development on the girlfriend. He looks at the camera, smiles, and goes on. It just... very pedestrian, forgettable film. Nothing that makes me mad. Corey Haim is nice to watch because he's got charm, and I'm a fan of him as a actor. It didn't annoy me like Blown Away. It wasn't cringe-inducingly awful like Fever Lake. But like I said, it's very... you watch it, in a week, you probably won't remember much about it. Like I said, it's a very forgettable affair, Dream Machine. And I said, you just... not much is going to be remembered from it. I mean, I don't know what else to say. But that's the Dream Machine. You just, I mean, despite Feldman being in it, you go rewatch License to Drive. I think Fast 8 1 and 2 are a bit more interesting than this. Demolition High. That's worth at least one watch. Of course, you know, the older watchers, Silver Bullet, Lost Boys. He had a bit part in Crank 2, High Voltage, which I think was the last one I saw him in before he passed from, I believe, pneumonia. So, rest in peace to Corey Haim, man. I still miss the guy. Still a shame. And sorry for that rant on Feldman, but just I had to do it. I had to do it. I'm sure I'll do it 5 times again to get it fully on my system. So, we'll see you guys later. Bye-bye.